Welcome back to Celebrity Radio. It's Alex Belfield talking to some of the world's biggest stars and some of my favourite people. And we've got a new star for you today, a man who's been around a long time. He's born in Paris from France. Vincent Niclo has got a brand new album out called Romantique, and he joins us in the studio. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
This is sort of like a human experiment of when God is kind and gives you your face, and then God is unkind and gives me my face. It's very depressing for me.
No, it is depressing for me in the morning when I look at myself in the mirror.
What's it like being you? Because I'm a deeply unattractive man, and there you are, a model that's a TV star in France. You've got your picture on this new album. It must be great to be delicious.
I mean, my physical is from my parents, you know. It's not part of me. I mean, my parents maybe worked very well when they did me. But
when they did you?
But my voice is really my work and is really myself. So I'm really more focused on my voice than on my, you know.
Let's not be naive, though. You have to have a package. And let's face it, if my face was on the front of an album, less people will buy it. I think, as I wrote in my review, the truth is women, especially of a certain age, are just going to fall in love with you. And it's sort of that Il Divo effect, isn't it? If you've got the core talent and you look great, that's the recipe for success. Let's face it.
We're going to have the answer soon because my new album is going to be released 20th of May. So I'm going to ask this question maybe in a few months.
It's interesting. I've been looking at you on YouTube and on your own website, and then we listened to this CD. And at the core, you tell stories, don't you? All of these songs on here from She, even Skyfall, which we'll talk about in a bit, and Adagio, and then these wonderful French songs. They're all story songs, and that's really what you do. You tell a story in your music.
Yeah, that's it. I wanted to have like a very romantic album talking about love affairs and love stories. And how to behave when you fall in love or when you want to fall in love, and when you're in front of someone that you love and you don't know what to do. So, yeah, if you're in that case, you can put the CD on, you will have the answer.
There's something very mellifluous about your voice. I think you're given a blessing of the accent because, let's face it, that sort of Paris accent, French accent,
Yes.
It is great to start with. And then you add your voice on top. And there's a great bassness to a voice. And I'm big on that, especially probably because of the radio stuff. There's a lower end of your register, which is really powerful. And then you go quite high. Let's talk about the voice. Were you born singing? Because this doesn't sound like a trained voice as such. This sounds like a gift.
It's maybe a gift, but it's a lot of work too. It's hours and hours of working on my voice with teachers, opera. At the beginning, I started with pop music, and after I met like an opera singer. He teach me how to sing opera, and that helps, you know, when you want to sing some kind of songs like Adagio or big songs with high notes. And yeah, it's I don't know if it's a gift, for maybe at the beginning, but the best gift was my father, maybe, because he's a singer and he's a musician, so he gave me maybe what he had inside of his voice.
And you make it very clear that he was the guy who gave you your education, because let's face it, having the gift without the knowledge and the theory, you're never going to get anywhere. And he taught you how to understand how to control your voice, and that, I suppose, is the most important.
It is the most important. He also teach me how to create and with your voice, because you can do a song differently, different manners. You know, depends how you. First of all, you have to live the song. You have to believe in what you say, and you have to bring each word into the best place to make it like. Try to make it very unforgettable. I mean, like a nice song.
And it's interesting when we look at your career, because of late you've become a TV star. You were on last year's Dancing with the Stars in France, which again is one of those huge, phenomenal shows that reaches a whole new audience. And I'm trying to grasp how big a star you are in Paris, because from what I'm read, you walk the streets and people mob you. I mean, are you a pop star there? What level are you at? Give us an idea of how. Put your modesty aside.
It's very hard to answer that question. You better ask to French people. But no, for sure, I sold 1 million album already. I started my career really started like 3 years ago, so it's short. I did a lot of musicals before, and I always sung, but very successful 3 years ago and 1 million album. So it's a lot.
It's hugely impressive. And I'm fascinated by the musical theatre stuff. Last night I went to see Showboat in the West End. And to me, if you can turn up 8 times a week and deliver the same show in the same order and get it right, you're never going to struggle with anything else in your career, because that's proper work, isn't it? That's discipline.
Oh, yes. It's hard work when you have to do it 8 times a week. And you don't have to, even if you're sick, because here in West End, you have like people who can do it for you.
Cover.
Yeah, cover. We don't have that. I mean, we have a cover, but the producers, they don't want you to do it because your face is everywhere. So people come for you. So even when you're sick, you have to sing. So it's a nice experience. Very hard, but it's the best school ever when you want to learn on your voice.
And again, that reaction from the audience. Was there a point when you were stood there as part of the ensemble, albeit one of the leading cast, and you looked out and thought, I actually want to be the star now and I'm ready for this? Because there's one thing being a name in a musical, there's another thing being the name on the tin that people are coming for.
Yes, but musicals took me into a pop star. I mean, because I had the chance to do Gone with the Wind. It's a big musical. I did it for 2 years. And after that, record company came to me and said, we want to sign you for a new album. Okay, I said, yes, for sure. It's a big experience, but it's totally different. I mean, there is no point. I mean, it's a different job, different way of singing. And in a musical, you are like an instrument, really, because you don't have a lot of freedom in what you do. But when you do your own record, you do whatever you want to do. And that's the best for me. I mean, you can express yourself as much as you want. There is nobody to tell you, please do that, don't do that, go that way. And that's what I like the most. But I'm really in love with musicals, and that's how I started, and that's really what I wanted to do, and I still do it, because last time Michel Legrand asked me to do one of his musicals, and it was such a big honor for me. And now we're doing a tour together. I think all of this big success. So musical gave me all the opportunities that I have now in my life. It's a great experience, and I would tell everybody who wants to sing that to start with musical is the best way.
Well, and just because of that discipline, I'm fascinated by the boredom element of it and the repetition of it, because you don't have a personality in a musical. You can't suddenly walk over there or walk over there. How do you deal with that? Because that would be frustrating for me. I couldn't imagine doing the same thing at 7:37 on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and being stood in the same spot.
Yeah, I love your question, because that just happened to me. I mean, I had the opportunity to make a musical very famous here in France. They asked me, and it was of my fantasy to do it. But I cannot do it for those reasons. I don't want anybody to tell me, you have to go that point, stop here. I mean, it's a way of thinking, it's a way of being. But at this point in my life, I could do it again, but because I have the opportunity to make a new record in France, so I prefer to go that way.
Is there one role, though, they could offer you on the back of this new album, which is out in May, Romantique, that could draw you back? The Phantom, the Les Mis. Is there a dream role that could pull you back?
Yeah, Phantom for sure is for me is the best. The best for a man. I mean, with my kind of voice, it's the best part ever.
And Easy, I think he's only on stage about 18 minutes.
Yeah, it's not that. Yeah, it's like holidays. But it's very strong parts, really. I
feel I have a lot in common with him, sort of this horrible face that people shriek at with him.
No, come on.
There was a moment in your career that sort of turned you around, and you're not the only one she's done this with. I interviewed a lady called Veronique who ended up getting a Las Vegas show on the back of Celine Dion's endorsement. Yeah, who I thought was sensational, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
And I think Miss Dion knows talent when she sees it, and when she sees it and likes it, she's willing to put her backing behind it, and she did that with you. I guess you can't buy those moments, because to have her endorsement with her level of fame, there aren't many people could sell out that Coliseum 5 times a week. She could do it 10 times if you wanted, and she backed you. I guess that's got to be one of those moments that would be a chapter in your autobiography.
It was a gift. I mean, I had no idea what's going to happen, because she made a huge comeback in 2012 for a new French album in France, and I had the opportunity to sing in front of her one of her biggest hit, all by myself, and I did it. I don't know how, but I did it. And after that, I heard she was talking with her husband René. They talk about me to do the opening act of a big concert in France. And I did it. So it was amazing for me. It was really hard. I didn't sleep for 1 week before. But she told me one thing very, like, it could sound very normal and easy, but it's not. I mean, just enjoy when you when you're going to do your first step on stage, just enjoy the moment. Just that phrase. Enjoy the moment. Don't think about anything else. Just enjoy, because you're going to be a lucky guy. And I did. And you know what? I didn't have any stress, because I sang in front of 20,000 people coming from her, not coming from me, for
right.
you. So it's harder. And but I did, enjoy, Vincent. You're so lucky. You did the opening act of Céline Dion. Wow. Okay. And I did it, and I was so myself on stage. I had no stress. The only stress I had is that, are they gonna like my work?
Right.
Because they don't come for you. They come for Céline Dion. But because they're very fan, and Céline Dion choose me, so I had half of the audience for me already. You know, because they follow her so much.
Is she one of the greatest performers ever? I mean, I've seen her 3 times in that Coliseum with each of her shows. I just saw her last October. And that voice is remarkable, isn't it? It is stunning.
Yeah. You told me a gift. That's really a gift. I mean, she worked a lot, for sure. She's a hard worker. You have no idea. She works on every details. But that's really, really a gift. Her voice, when she was a child, she had that voice already. Yeah. So yes, to have her next to me, and she was so nice to me. I would never forget what she did. And also here in UK, for my first TV, she did like a video for welcoming me in UK. She's I always say she's a big heart.
And I think some people think she's slightly phony, because she's so over the top, and we're very reserved in England. You go and see her and she does all that emoting. She cries and she feels and she's present and all that stuff. And we kind of think slightly cynically about it, but that really is her. She is so into it in that moment. And again, for you, it must be very strange when somebody of that magnitude, a star of that level, knows who you are. I mean, that never becomes normal, does it?
For sure. Still now, I never... you know what? Since the last 3 years, it has been Christmas every day for me, because such big stars like Céline Dion, but also Paul Anka, Il Divo, all the stars that I was looking at on TV, and that I have the chance to work with, those people, they know me, and they say yes to work with me. It's like unbelievable for me. Still now, and I'm just like a child in front of the Christmas tree, and just hoping that it's gonna last.
And the question I ask all stars of your magnitude vocally is, how do you cope with the pressure of sounding like you? When you wake up in a morning, do you get neurotic about the voice being there and what it will sound like, and if you'll be able to deliver today? Because without your voice, you haven't got an act.
That's for sure. But the only thing when I have a concert or a big TV show or something that I have to use my voice, and I need my voice 100%. When I wake up, yes, I just do
Is
I
it
know
that?
my voice by heart, so
Yeah.
And sometimes you don't know why you don't have your 100% of your voice. It's not because you've. Sometimes I can party with my friends and have something very important the day after, and my voice is huge. And sometimes I would sleep like 10 hours, and my voice would be half of it. So there is. It's a muscle. It's muscle. So it's sometimes you wake up, you have your leg hurts. You don't know why. It's the same with the voice. I mean, you never know how it's going to be, but with experience and with technique, you can
Find a way through it.
Yes, as far as you want.
And then we look at this new CD, which is out on the 20th of May. I guess for you, the pressure's on now because we'll find out how many people care. If they buy it, they do care. If they don't care. And you've done everything you can. The orchestrations on this are stunning and it sounds beautiful. There's nothing worse than getting a voice like yours with this quality of songs and then the orchestra are terrible. You've put a lot of money and time into that. Let's start with the orchestra.
Yes, I had the chance to work with Mike Hedges. Mike Hedges is a fantastic person and he did a great job on the music here. Everything is live. And the musicians were amazing. They worked with all the big stars ever in the world. So, we put in this CD everything we had. It's not, maybe it's not going to be a success. Maybe it's going to be a little one. Maybe it's not going to do nothing. But we did everything we could for making this CD the best as we can. And it's very hard for a French guy to go to the international market. Maybe the last one was Sacha Distel.
Well, here's what I'll tell you. You've got to have a gimmick. That song from Gypsy is very true. In this business, you have to have something. When Il Divo came, we loved them because they were foreign guys singing hits we knew in a different language. That worked. Celine Dion, again, that sort of French-Canadian thing, came over, blew everybody away. There isn't anybody currently doing what you do, so you've found a place in the market. It's interesting how you've mixed sort of classic songs, French songs, with sort of new songs like Skyfall, which is great because you've got to keep contemporary. What you don't want is sort of a karaoke CD of old stuff.
That's what I like the most. When you do a cover, of a song, I go in studio. It's like I'm like a duck. I go into the song, and I try to put into the song part of myself and my influences. If I don't succeed, I put it on the side and I take another one. And Skyfall is really the best example because I'm a big fan of James Bond. One of my dreams would be one day, but I would never be, but forget it. But I have all the DVDs and I'm a big fan. Also, I love Adele's voice and I love the song. So for me, it was a big challenge to sing it after Adele. Nobody did it, I think. But forget about that and just go into the song. The song is fantastic. And I like to put sometimes like a tenor voice in pop songs.
Right.
That makes it really different. And you hear that song a different way. So if behind this you have like how can I say, symphonic orchestra and big music, you hear that song different way. And I hope we did it well.
Congratulations on this new album. It really is wonderful. I think you're going to be a big star and you deserve to be because you're not a faker. I'm surrounded by people, press releases every day who say, can you talk to this one about this? He's come off this reality show. Or this one wants to make an album because daddy's rich. You're not that guy. You're a guy who's been doing it your whole life. And this is the payoff, really. And that makes a big difference, doesn't it?
Even if I sing in a subway or in front of a big audience, I will sing all my life.
And you'll always work. If you've got your level of talent, you're always going to work. This new album really is lovely, with hits like She and The Good Life. You've gone from sort of big band to these classic French songs as well. As I say, Skyfall and Adagio and Love Story, which is beautiful as well. Congratulations, Vincent.
Thank you.
It's really lovely.
Romantique
is out on the 20th of May, and you can pre-order now on Amazon. Really nice to meet you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.